The bottom line of it is we have to evolve. It's time that COVID-19 has made us make that change. The unfortunate part is, the likes of the venues, the service providers, all of that are going to have a knock-on effect because you're not going to be utilizing those services any longer. I think we'll bounce back. We'll come back stronger from it.
Now, Osman, you sit on a lot of boards, and you've obviously taken Blue Blood to the levels of massive kind of it's become a home name brand in South Africa as well. What are some of your lessons that you've taken over the last month or so that you can share with kind of our people that are our viewers, our listeners that are listening in?
We were taken aback by what had happened globally with COVID-19. I think from an event point of view, had we not expanded into other regions like the Middle East, it would have taken us by surprise like it did with with other promoters within South Africa. But because we were in the thick of things 4 weeks before it hit South Africa, it showed us, you need to pre-plan, you need to basically be humble in terms of what's happening out there. We can plan, we've planned for a year in advance in shows, but ultimately, I mean, it's God's plan. It's what the world needs to heal, as some of people say, or as we can see, there's a lot of conspiracies that are going out there. But ideally, just do the best you can do. You need to adapt to the situation. There's no use going and basically crying about what could have been. It's about making the best of what the situation you're in. I mean, currently we've moved our business model because within Blue Blood, we have a number of other companies, which is your design and print and your PR and your digital media. That was basically, a subsidiary of our company. We're now focusing on that. One of that with our design and print company, we're focusing on the PPE equipment, the protective gear that frontline workers in every day we're going to be needing. And we looked at that and felt that a lot of people were going to be, being abused with high prices. And we sourced product, we brought in product, and we brought it at a relatively cheap price. And that's what we're offering to everyone out there. We just, from a Blue Blood point of view, yes, it's about adapting. Yes, it's about us going into virtual shows, but also looking at our other businesses and seeing how we can help each other, how we can better things.
Now, before we let you go, it's almost time for iftar on your side of the world. But if people want to get in touch, and I know you've got the Blue Blood website that's running through,
yes,
and we want to firstly commend you in terms of pivoting the business, not just about the aspect providing shows and design, etc., but also pivoting the business to bring value to people, especially with high cost of protective gear, etc. How do they get in touch? Where can they go to that?
Look, you can go onto our Facebook page, onto any of our social media. It's Blue Blood Africa. Instagram, you can look me up, Osman Square or Osman on social media. Reach out. I mean, at the end of the day, look, no idea is a bad idea. That's what I always believe. So come up with an idea. Let's see how we can evolve it. Or if you need any assistance in terms of, anywhere that we can form part of assisting your business, why not? I mean, the bottom line is we all have a lot of time on our hands right now because we're sitting at home, we're in repeat mode. So I think we're getting a clearer picture. Okay?
The one thing I want to share with our viewers and with people that are listening is that when you send Osman a friend request, and when I'm speaking on a personal level, guess what? He actually responds, he accepts it, and if you send him a message, he responds and he sends you a message back. So big up to you. And I'm talking from personal experience. This was years ago when I sent you a friend request and got in touch on Facebook. And you don't find that a lot when it comes to entrepreneurs, or when it comes to people that are obviously have made it. So big up to you on that.
The thing is, it comes with life experiences. I remember, starting off in business close on to 11 years ago, and being this entrepreneur, having these great ideas and not knowing what to do with it. And you reached out to people who you assumed had made it, or they gave that perception that they did, but they never responded back to you. And it was the most disheartening thing ever for me. And I swore that, if I could ever come to a position where people wanted to interact with me, people wanted to do business with me, I mean, whichever platform they reached out to, you reach out to them. I mean, fellow, yes, no, hi, hello. It's not going to take anything off your back to do that.
We respect you for that. Before we let you go, what is in store? I know you mentioned a major Bollywood name that's going to obviously that you're working through it, but what's in store for South Africans in terms of Blue Blood over the next few weeks as we
Look,
come out in South Africa in terms of lockdown?
I think one thing we need to realize: when lockdown ends, COVID-19 doesn't end. So we still have to stay at home. We have to go out only for necessities and essential stuff. What we're looking at doing is putting together a Eid concert, a virtual concert that comes to your living room,
Nice.
with mega artists that we've brought to South Africa and some of the names that we haven't brought to South Africa. So, like we said, we're busy testing platforms in terms of allowing people accessibility into it and making sure that it's almost as seeing them, in the flesh at a live event, whether it be in Durban, Cape Town, or Johannesburg. And that's what we have in store. We also got Material, which will be coming out on the 1st of May. That's the movie with Riyad Musa on Netflix. And we've got some whole host of other content coming out with Netflix very soon. So we'll definitely keep you guys in the loop. But yeah, watch out for Riyad Musa on the 1st of May. Bringing you some laughter in your home. Material did very, 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 very well. I remember about 9-10 years ago when it came out, it was one of the biggest South African movies where everyone could relate. And right now, in a time where we all need laughs, hopefully that brings you some joy when you watch it on the 1st of May.
Osman, we want to say shukran for joining us, and we wish you all of the best in terms of the rest of your stay in Dubai. We want to say Jazakallah once again for joining us on Sky Radio.
Thank you so much.
And thanks for making us feel at ease, because we know that Blue Blood's going to ensure that it flows through. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for your support.